Okay, I'm recording this because there are a lot of people who have problems with their memory on Windows 10, including me. And if you look at this, if you see this hardware reserved 1.6 gigabytes, just a few minutes ago that was about 14 gigabytes out of my 16 gigabytes that I have on my computer. Now you can see over here where I have available 10.5 gigabytes, and just a few minutes ago before I made these changes that was about less than a half a gigabyte, even though I only had a few things running on my computer. And the reason I'm recording this is that I have Windows 10 and I was just operating very few applications, and I had performance problems, and I had my task manager running, which is what this is. And if you looked under processes, I only had a few things going, but up here in the memory section, it was showing that I was like 80, 90, 95% memory usage, and I had 16 gigabytes of memory on my computer, and I was wondering why in the world that was happening. Over here on the CPU side, it was 5%, 10%, something like that, less. And that was very frustrating to me. So I started Googling everything to try to find out how in the world to get this situation here where, despite the fact that I had 16 gigabytes of memory, basically it was showing that 14 gigabytes were hardware reserved, and I basically was using all of my memory, even though I had very few things going on my computer. So I started Googling things, and I ran across quite a few videos that had various kinds of complex solutions there. And I also Googled some things on the Microsoft Answers page and Microsoft support page. And I found basically nothing on the Microsoft support page, and on the Google and on the Microsoft Answers page, I had all kinds of suggestions about how to fix things, and all of those suggestions involve things like updating my BIOS and reinstalling Windows 10 and doing a lot of other very complicated things, including changing the registry settings and things like that. So anyway, after messing around with this quite a bit, I went into one particular site, and it said that I should type down here on the bottom msconfig. Okay, so that's what I did, and this is you could also go to run msconfig. And what happens is when you click on this, you end up with this window over here where my cursor is right now. And if you go to boot, then and then go to, and I'm going to take some time here on this so you can catch up, but basically I went to boot out of system config. So msconfig, this system config thing comes up. I go from the general thing to boot tab up here, and I go to advanced options, and what the website I got actually said to do was to unclick maximum memory. But what I found is that at some point or another, this little window here had gotten switched over to like 2 gigabytes. And this max memory thing, whether it was on or off at that point, I don't remember. But anyway, what I am trying to do is I try to get this back to max memory, and basically this could be blank, this particular setting right there, and then I hit OK, and I hit apply, and I don't know whether it made me reset or not, restart my system, my computer or not, but that's what I did, and I hit OK. And there it goes. It says I have to restart in order to get this to work. But I'm going to since my settings are already okay, I'm not going to do this at this point on this video for you. But what happened was when I went back into the task manager where this process is set up as the default, I hit Control-Alt-Delete in order to go to task manager, by the way. Basically, what happened was then this memory number here was down to like 27% or 25, 23%. Instead of 90 something percent. And when I went into this performance thing, here's my CPU, basically not doing anything with my computer at this point. And lo and behold, my memory now shows 14.4 gigabytes with this over here hardware reserved 1.6 gigabytes. And now I've got available 10.5 gigabytes where previously I had far less than a quarter of a gigabyte or maybe a half a gigabyte, something like that on my computer. So now everything runs a lot faster, and I hope that you're happy with this. It's not a professional video by any stretch of the imagination, but the reason I'm recording this is that there was so much complex information out there that really didn't solve the problem and involved a whole lot of activity on my part, like uploading a new BIOS and things like that. And I just wanted to get this out here because there's no reason for you to go through all of that problem. Just go down here in the bottom, type msconfig, you get that system config thing that pops up. You go to the boot and then you change to that max memory and then restart, and then this thing is fixed. Thank goodness. Okay, hope that was helpful, and if that wasn't, then sorry about the couple of minutes that you've wasted, but hopefully it would be helpful to you. Thank you.